Because I still don't know why I don't have my kids. Can someone just keep that simple? Just tell me why.
The judge placed the kids in the custody of their dad on that day.
Based upon her marking reasonable efforts.
I believe that if you would have shown up, but of course, you didn't know that there was a court date.
That's not my fault. That's the cop's fault.
You could have mailed me a letter. How is that not?
You in time.
Leave me a note on the door. That would be proving you had a way of contacting me, though.
Okay, but see,
that would just pull the rug out from underneath your whole case.
Laws, and I can't just leave a note at somebody's door saying I'm a social worker at everybody's door, because that person, you may not live there anymore. And
my car is there every day.
I don't know what your car looks like.
I have one car. It's registered to me. It's a white Buick LaCrosse. Please write it down.
Hey, I
2015.
Yeah.
It says Army National Guard on the back. It has Kentucky Westland tags. It's very noticeable. It's the only vehicle you're ever going to see there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I don't know what your vehicle looks like.
You didn't try.
You still live there.
You didn't try. You could have drove by. Oh, there's a car there. Obviously, somebody's there. I work weekend shift. Like, I'm usually there. If I'm not there, guaranteed my son is there. If he's not there, which is very rare, there's a grass guy working outside. Like, we have paid help to keep that place going together. There's somebody hauling trash off. There's always somebody around. You didn't even attempt.
The letter, we dropped the ball on that, the letter. Coming by herself, that was not an option. It was not. Your son even told law enforcement that there's guns in the home.
They asked him.
You also,
they asked him, and he responded yes.
Okay, but you also said that to me, and he knows how to use them.
Yes.
And so even
that's
with
completely
that,
legal.
It is.
Completely.
It is. But the thing is, he's underage. And he has access to guns that if somebody shows up that he doesn't know or that he feels threatened by, he's not afraid to use those.
Okay, then.
So the letter we should have for the protection of our staff based on everything that is going on right now. We have to put protection first. We were asked.
You understand how ridiculous you sound.
Not really.
No.
Not really, because I said that, because I even said that to you in the text message. I said that to you. I said your son has access to guns. He's under the age of 18. Okay. And you said he knows safety. That's what you said. He knows safety. So now I then have to explain that. How come have we had that conversation with you regarding gun safety? And then I have to say, yes, because law enforcement now says that he said that there's guns in the house, okay? They're not locked up.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are. And I could have showed you on site. One's in the kitchen cabinet up top. Is actually double locked. It's got the red trigger lock, which I picked up from the Davis County Sheriff's Office. And then we got the other one. It's an ammo box that's sitting on the mantle in the den, which is locked in an ammo box. So no, please don't do that. That's inaccurate.
Okay.
Those are locked.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll assume whenever you said that he has access.
I was the Department of Defense contractor for many years.
Access to me for a 17-year-old, because we have gone in. Okay.
And nobody asked to see the guns. I would have showed them to you.
Actually, we didn't know anything about the guns until you mentioned those.
Well, Sheriff's Department is going to need to know that there are
even
guns.
Prior to that.
And that's fine.
Let Kendall and Sierra know that if they come in to somebody's home like that, what could happen.
Because it was very inflammatory. The screaming, and we're going to call Sheriff's Department if you don't let me in right now. Right. I'm letting you in. Will you let me put the dogs up, please?
Right.
Please. Right. Is that too much to ask? You got to scream. Like, even when you came in hot. That was the first time I met you. I was in the bathtub, feverishly trying to get dressed as Davis County Sheriff's Department is banging on my door, screaming, Jasmine, we're going to kick in the door. Aslan, my 10-year-old, is screaming and crying so badly that when after all this is over, my neighbor came up to me and asked me who died. All because you couldn't send a letter? You were too scared to put a note on the door? Well, you thought I was going to shoot you on sight? I'm not shooting anybody.
We don't know that, though. It has happened to people.
I get that. There's the Bonnie bill. I get that. There's a whole Bonnie bill for it, and I get that. And that's why I suggested when you have your workers come over, have on body cam for everyone's protection because it's way out of line to escalate situations. When you came in my home, nobody was raising their voice or pointing fingers but you. Period. The officers were fine. They were there. They did their job. They had a court order to fulfill, and that was it. But it was you with the you should have been at court. You should have did this. You should have did that. How come Mr. James hasn't seen him for visits since May 16th? It was like I was being talked to by Mr. James through you because that's all you bothered to listen to. You never gave me a chance.
Well, I did not have your contact information.
You could have mailed me a letter. Please stop feeding me that line. You've already owned that. Can we please move on and just own that? Thank
Let's
you.
go and move into the case plan.
Okay.
So, number one.
To ask Dad to abide by a court order that you did not follow, and then you.
Then in the same breath, I acknowledge that and I give you that. I'm not going to rebuttal you that at all. But I'm just saying, in that same breath, you have to give me the same benefit. Okay, if you're going to acknowledge that visitations were missed, then we need to acknowledge why. Because Dad refuses to open the court order app, he demands to communicate with me on my personal cell phone. He wants to diminish what very few DV protections are still in place. Can you give me that as well? Because it's not like I just refused visitation. The children were available. We were in town. I was asking him on the court ordered app, which he hasn't opened since January. Okay?
I thought the visitation was set for Wednesdays at 3:30 at the police station.
It is. It is. And that wasn't an issue when school was in order because he could just pick up from school.
Yeah.
It's an issue now because at 3:30, I'm usually at work in Robards, Kentucky. Friday, definitely mandatory, I'm working. Friday, 3:30, I'm at work in Robards, Kentucky. I lost my last job. When you guys came in, I was working maintenance, part of the Go Fame program. I was a year in for industrial maintenance, and I was working maintenance at Purdue. That was going to be a life-changing degree right there. Out the window. Too much absenteeism. I'm hanging around waiting for Sierra, I'm sorry, it may not have been Sierra, whoever, 3 or 4 hours late. I could have came in, did a half a day. I'm going and waiting at OPD for Dad. He doesn't show up. He doesn't bother texting because he doesn't open the app. He's not going to text me. That's another thing. There's no communication whatsoever. When those children are handed off to Dad, we don't exist. If my mother dies, my 19-year-old niece died in a car accident in Hancock County, guess what? That's it. Like, if the funeral doesn't fall on my day, then they don't get to go.
I think that is something that you guys can address.
Oh, it's in the contempt. It's already on the docket.
Right.
We got court on the 5th for this bogus dismissal to try to dismiss this. It was based on lies because you didn't try to contact me, truth be told. And then on the following Tuesday, he's going up for contempt for 3 years worth of contempt. And we're asking to vacate a lot of remove Judge Gordon's orders, which were unlawful as well because she didn't finish testimony and gave blank check orders to his attorney to write. Another court order or court hearing, she muted me halfway through. Told me to call his attorney, see what happened. Other things I filed never happened, and since then he took the taxes 2 years in a row, all the advance credit payments. He got over $15,000 in credits and payments off the children and paid minimum separate. I understand that.
Yes. And you guys have regular court, regular visits that are already set up. Okay? So whenever Dad was showing up, and all I know is what Dad says. Okay?
Exactly, because no one bothered to talk to me. That's the whole problem. I haven't been a part of your care plan. Nobody's asked for my input. I was supposed to have that done 5 days ago. That hasn't happened. You just left me stewing. There's no plan for unification. There's no plan for me to even speak to them.
That's what we're going to do today.
So I can speak to them today.
I don't know about that. We are.
Why is that an impossible request? We all have phones.
Because we still have to reach out to Dad to make sure that both of you guys agree. Whenever she really...
It's already court ordered. Agree to
what?
Those orders are no longer in effect. What orders are in effect are the ones that happened last Tuesday.
Which was nothing other than removal of the children, period.
We didn't do that.
No, that was not our request.
But you lied.
I did not lie.
You signed it.
I tried multiple times to contact you.
Via phone.
Yes.
You had my email.
I did not. I did not.
You have my email.
I do.
Okay.
I
You have
do.
my email. It should have been entered into the phone as a possible contact method.
It was not.
Okay.
It was not. It wasn't
Okay.
even
Well, then
mentioned.
that is, I don't know. You guys have a disconnect somewhere. Whenever you have an additional way to contact a parent, it would be beneficial to record that in the file so that everyone can utilize that. Regardless, you had my address. You know exactly where I'm at. I'm there every night. You could have mailed me a letter. You could have stopped by. If no one answered, you could have left a note on the door. These are very simple tactics that I use even for the census. I mean, it's bare basics. You can't call off this case and say no cooperation when you haven't made an effort. If you would have just, my son is there 24/7. If you would have knocked on the door, left a note, mailed a letter, none of this would have happened. Likewise, if someone would have told me I had a court date, I would have been there. I would have never took the chances of these children going through that, and I still have not been able to tell them I love them. I miss them. We're trying to figure this out. It was a misunderstanding. I can't tell them anything. I don't know what they've been told. And then to have visitation dangled in front of me, I need to respond within an hour to confirm. If I don't, then we're going to cancel it before you even get to the scheduled visitation. It's just continued.
That was not in our part. That was in the
Okay.
center's part.
Okay. But if you're going to tell me I have
That's their
visitation,
rules. I'm sorry, but that's their rules.
if you are going to tell me I have visitation, can you also please mention you need to call before you go or they will cancel?
I don't know their rules and policies. I can't keep up with everybody.
Well, how am I to know either?
Yeah, I thought.
But what
Susan would tell you that.
it turns down to is the center said they had Tuesday available for visitation. Okay, they told me this on Saturday. I email her back on Saturday, and then I call again on Monday. Oh, now visitation is going to be Thursday. Why does it still need to be pushed off? Who is making the decision
That's
that this is?
a question for the center.
Yeah, we don't regulate that.
But you can block phone calls.
No, I do not. I have not
We
blocked
do not.
any phone calls.
But you're not going to assist in any manner.
Okay, what is it? Okay, because now we're just going around in circles, okay? And we're all adults here.